Hello. All right, so I was going to show you how I took this melody from, wrote this melody for this scene in Threadbare, where you have to hit some rocks in a particular sequence.
I see the strudel
yes,
browser right now.
You'll have to believe me that there's a scene. I think switching.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you basically compose it in strudel.
Yeah. So well, actually, I'd already composed the melody. Let me just take all this stuff out and just put in the melody. Where's the melody? That's the bass. We don't want the bass for now. Yeah, I'd composed the melody sort of in the. Let's take the drums out as well. That's the kalimba. Okay. I'm just going to do a little bit of. Yeah. So here are the three melodies. They are 0, 1, 3. This should work. You didn't get the first of them. So those are the three melodies.
Yes.
First step. And the musical pattern would be 4 bars.
This is the actual answer of the puzzle, right?
The answer to the puzzle. We've got 3 steps. I can make it have 4 steps for reasons that will become clear in a bit. This is the notation. This notation here means here are the, because that's how I can, it's not used. I'm saying on the first cycle, in the second cycle, pick nothing. In the third cycle, pick the index 1. And so that's why this is looping round and round. So that's why I started.
Nice.
I started by thinking, okay, what's the bass line? So I'm going to go and put this bass line in here. I'm going to just take the same. That's about 2 different parts. So this is me saying. Oh no, it doesn't have. Then I added the reasons that become.
The exclamation is like a shortcut for doing it with brackets.
It is shorthand for doing it once, and this means doing it once. If I instead did it like that, it wouldn't make a difference. What means make it twice as long. Do it.
Sorry, I cannot hear what you say while the music is playing.
Turn that off again. So
yes,
the difference between the exclamation mark and the star is that the exclamation mark is do it this many times, making the pattern longer, whereas the star means do this 4 times, but in the same space as if it was 1.
Yeah.
So then I started doing some percussion, and I'll just take most of this stuff out. So stack, layer up all these instruments. So if you're doing a shaker, you do it like this.
Yes.
First hit is the strongest, and there's a secondary one. So it's I'll put some more instruments.
You're using a clave.
Yeah, the claves are also in the. It's basically the same instruments as in the Song Sanctuary tune. All right. So then I wanted to do 2 things. One of the things that's strange about this melody is that if you listen to it, it starts on the upbeat. So the upbeat is if you hear a bar, which is 1, 3.
2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3.
So I want to.
That's a nice trick, adding the numbers in voice.
There's an instrument that has all the numbers.
Nice
So
trick.
I'm just going to do this. I'm going to say run. This is going to sound terrible.
1, 2, 5, 7, 10, 11, 15, 16, 19, 4, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15.
So what I wanted to do is offset it so that instead it's like this.
2, 3, 4, 1, 2.
For reasons, I did that in after the fact rather than here. So in this, well, some of it is actually offset. Like the way I wrote the melodies down here that's the upbeat, and then I offset it by a quarter of a pulse. And why did I say 2/8 rather than 1/4? I don't know. I just did. So there's some percussion and stuff which I could come to. This one is this is the melody thing over the top. Oh, where's it gone?
I cannot hear you again.
Sorry, I'll stop it again. Because I've been messing with this, I'm just going to paste the real version that I ended up recording. So in the end, so the phrase is 8 cycles long, and so I have one step which has the melody and one step which doesn't. Because I wanted to get the upbeat, and because there's some patterns which happen every 8 bars, I just put 8 bars of pure percussion at the start, and I also add 8 bars of the full band. And the reason that I had 2 copies of the final melody is because of this line here. There's a cymbal, which is like a kind of cymbal swell, which leads into the beginning of the pattern. But I don't want that in the normal pattern. So I'll you can watch this line here, and you can see it being triggered. But when the thing is highlighted, that means that is happening. So here we go. That's going to be a couple bars.
Interesting. So you can do that with the struct.
Yeah. So this is saying nothing 8 times, nothing 7 times, then this one, and then 12 at the end of each 4-bar phrase.
Nice. I didn't know about the multiple times notation.
Yeah.
I would have written repeatedly the same character.
Yeah. So that's the end of it.
Can you stop it? I can hear you.
So that was the full 24-bar cycle, and as you probably heard there, the cymbal was still ringing onto the next beat. So I had to. So one of the things I had to arrange is to have a version of the final melody which can loop, and a version which has that cymbal swell and takes you into the full thing. Okay.
Like the transition.
Yeah, exactly. So then I took here and I just said export. And a 24 cycle export, and that is just what I composed it to be. So let's assume I've done that, and I'll fire up Ardor instead. Share that. Oh no!
You get a WAV file from here.
Yeah, I get a WAV file from here. Put it into Ardor. Now Ardor is really small for Wayland reasons, but I'm just going to share the whole window and hope that it's not too small for you.
Works. Okay? Yeah, it works.
Too small?
It's readable. Yeah.
Cool. It's not, however, it isn't readable for me.
Yeah, I can see by the size of the title bar, of the window title bar.
Oh, come on. Okay, there we go. There we go.
Better.
That's a lot better. Okay, so I then just dropped the, oh, there's 2 copies of it here. Okay, well, let's delete that one. Let's mute it. Oh yeah, and the windows got messed up because I scaled it up. So, but I'm really using this. This is real overkill. So I took the whole WAV file and then I just delayed it by 1 beat because I wanted these markers to line up with the bars. And so if I open Helvium and pan, I'm going to try and get the master audio into your speakers. I think this will work. That one and that one. I think you'll hear this now. Do you hear it? Okay, cool. So I split it up into chunks, right? So I had a little introduction that I ended up not using because I decided this sounds okay. So step 1 here, if we just loop just this selection, how do you do that? I can never remember how you do things.
So the games will start with this one, not the intro.
I just started with this one.
You dropped it.
So I take this there, and the game just starts with this. Oh, it's not looping. But you have to imagine that it can
Starts with the clave directly.
It loops because there's silence or close enough to silence here. And I put the upbeat in the wrong bar. So then we have all 3 of those. Then you might remember that the melody happened quite a few times here. So I skip one of those and I just have this one cycle of this has the swell. And then the full loop goes, but then the funny thing is at the end of the full loop, there's kind of a tail we don't use. So and it cuts there because that loops back around. So that tail is not used. I only use this as a kind of fancy way of clipping things out. Now you're not going to be able to see this. I'll just show I didn't do any other editing in this program. I'm going to open the menus and I'm going to change to the screen share to a different window. Window export. How's that?
Yes.
So in here, I ticked which sections I wanted to export, and I wanted to export step 1, the lead in, and the full loop. Thing. I think you won't be able to see this because it's yet another dialogue, but by default, when you export it in segments, it normalizes the volume of each segment separately, which is not what you want because I want
of course.
So I just turned that off. So anyway, it's really just a really overkill way of exporting a file.
Okay, so all you do in Ardour is to move it a little bit, 1 bit, and then slice it. You put some labels and then export.
That's all I did. So I'm going to share my entire screen, and I hope you still have my Godot audio.
And the output of this is a bunch of OGB files. OGG files.
These files here, these 5 OGG files. So there's the step 1. Can you hear this? So this is just this, right? So you can hear this. This will loop cleanly.
It looks nicely.
Yep. And then there's this lead in. So this is just 1 cycle of this. And then the end of that cymbal swell is in the first beat of this. So that one loops because it has the cymbal swell at the end. Okay, fine. That's now basically
excellent.
So I put those 4 clips. So these 4, the step 1 through 3 and full loop, are all configured to loop, and lead in does not loop. And then in the transitions, I set it up like this. So I have these clips in here, and I set lead in to auto advance to full loop. So that means when that clip finishes playing, automatically switch to switch to this clip.
The next one.
And then for the transitions, I set it up so that if you have any clip transitioning to any other clip by default, we wait till the next bar. So these clips are step 1, 2, and step 1 and 2. Yeah, 1, 2, 3 are both 2 bars long. I've configured the BPM and the number of bars. So it won't wait till the end to switch. It'll wait until the appropriate beat. It'll wait for 1 bar. So I'll show you this. It's easier to see it in this. And then this
so the only one that's waiting is the leading.
Well, so actually,
the next one.
Figured here that if you switch straight from step 3 full loop, then what it should do is at the next bar, start the transition, don't fade, use a filler clip. So filler clips play in between the 2 things. So you're going from this, from here, then you, with 0 fade, because I've configured no fade, play the lead-in clip. And then when the filler clip ends, go to the target at the start. So this is how it should work. I should be able to get from 3 to the loop, trigger the switch directly from 3 to loop. And if we're currently playing 3, it should play the lead-in for me automatically. Audio stream interactive for us. Cool. So
you can figure everything from this transition matrix.
Yeah, exactly. With a little bit, I have to have some code to wire it up. So, but before we get to the wiring it up, we can audition it here. So this background music node can work in the editor. So you can see the playhead thing just about here. And this click thing here, this will switch clips. So if you watch the playhead, I'm going to trigger this now. Watch this. So it didn't wait till the end.
Yes.
Configured at the bar line, and so on.
If you try in the leading one, it will wait until the end.
Yeah. So I'm going to switch from step 3 to lead in. This is what we actually do in the game.
Amazing.
Now, I teased that there was a problem, right? Which is that you shouldn't have to do this. The filler clip is what you're supposed to use for this. So the code for this scene, it looks at the clip number, but based on which step of the puzzle we're on, it just sets the appropriate track for that. The problem is that this lead-in thing, I want to play that, and you don't want to go back to it after respawning, because you don't want to go back from the full loop to the lead-in. So I tried using a filler clip so that I would trigger from step 3 to the loop, and Godot would fill in the transition.
And why it doesn't work?
It doesn't work. Listen to this. So in a moment, I'm going to trigger from step 3 to full loop. And if you watch, you play the lead in, but then listen very carefully at the start of the full loop.
There's something odd.
Yeah, it drops out for the first of the full loop.
The volume? Is that the volume?
It is a bug in the audio stream interactive implementation.
Oh, wow.
So if we go to my Z session and we open Godot, I have a fix for it in here. So this is the code. This is the offending code here. It says if the transitions fade mode is no fade, or it's a fade out, so there's no fade in, then it says no fading. Immediately start at full volume. But it configures the start volume as 0. And it configures the fade speed as 1, which means 1 beat. And what it should be doing is what it says here, which is fade volume, start from full volume, and fade for 0 seconds. So it's got lots of comments, and they're completely wrong. Like, the comments are correct, but the numbers are wrong. So the fix is to change this to a 1 and this to a 0. So, okay, never mind. So we just use there's a kind of a stupid hack. And so then in the in the game it works, but I will now not be able to show you it. I can probably play the game if I just change the routing. So I'm going to set this back to this, play the scene. I'm going to patch the right thing into the right place. That one.
I can hear now.
Yeah. So I'm going to walk around.
Now we are in step 2, right?
That's right. So now it should switch.
Yeah. Wow.
I died. And so, and
But you keep the progress now.
progress now. So I have to go and trigger the first 2 beats again. I have to wait for him to come back and go left, I think.
Yes.
So I'll do one more with the transition. And if I get captured, I think it re-triggers. Oh no, I think I fixed it. So I fixed it so that it doesn't jump back to the beginning.
This is great.
It's very satisfying.
Amazing.
Now I've got to figure out how
I can hear myself. Okay.
I hope I've now turned off everything that was being fed into your ears. So yeah, that was that. It was a little annoying to find the feature that was supposed to do exactly what I wanted, and then it doesn't actually work. But that's life, right? The software isn't perfect, and we have this great tool, and if we find limitations, we fix them.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Oh, there's some echo.
Oh, sorry. I set the noise cancellation to not happen. Let's try that instead. There we go.
Hello?
Hello? Better?
I think so, yes. Oh no, I can still hear. Maybe it's...
I'm going to restart the chat, the session.
Okay.
With luck, that won't be echoey.
Hello, hello.
Is that still
Yeah.
on? Or is that better?
Delay gone.
Cool. Yes.
So this is amazing. How can you go from the composition to slicing the different parts of the melody and then make interactive music? And I guess because the puzzle now persists the progress, you don't have to think in all the transitions, like how to go from the last clip to the first one.
You don't have to. As it happens, it sounds okay because the melody just goes round. So if we did jump back, it would sound okay, but we don't need to. But one of my thoughts while composing these is that like this is not normally how music works in games. Like normally the environmental music is not quite so tightly coupled to what's happening in the gameplay. Mm-hmm. So normally you might have like 3 or 4 different moods of a piece. I mean, there's that great video that you shared from the composer for Runa. And what he had is he had a number of sort of quote unquote musical systems for a level. And he would have parameters where he would just, as you move from the east side to the west side, he crossfades the melody so that if you're all the way east, it's playing on a guitar. And if you're all the way west, it's playing on a flute. And if you're in the middle, it's playing on both. And that's sort of, I think that's the more conventional way to do it.
Yeah, I think I read somewhere that there is the sequential interactive music, and then there is like a vertical or in layers.
Yes, and his video shows both. It shows both how you can keep one tune feeling fresh. So he has lots of, he has a 16-bar phrase, whatever it is. And then he has 4 different melodies on the flute, and they get chosen at random each time through. So it doesn't sound so samey. And there's the crossfading as you move through the level. But then also there are areas where you move from the A section of the piece to a B section and a C section. And often his trick was that if you're in G major and you want to get to E minor, that's the relative minor, so they sound good together. But you go via in the kind of on the path that takes you from A to B. You have a clip, a section which just stays on one chord over and over again. And so it puts you in kind of a holding pattern. And if you go back, then okay, you go back to the other one. And if you go forwards, then it can do the key change or whatever it is. And similarly for combat, for the places where he has to switch quickly, he would have 1 bar, and 1 chord. So the combat sequences is just 1 chord with different melodies over the top. So that it's 1 chord, 1 bar, or very, very short, so that it can stop very fast. You can quickly switch to something else without it sounding abrupt. And that's more like what the Void music does in Threadbare, where there's sort of 2 pieces, 3 pieces which sound kind of good together. And in particular, the one that plays in the middle round of the Void quest, it starts and ends on the same chord, A minor, which is also the root chord of the other 2 pieces. So we arrange for the outro, we loop the middle section, and then when you get to the last round of it, the music transitions to the outro. And then if you run out of music, it will jump ahead to the ambient piece for the next level. But if you're lucky, it lines up very neatly and you get the transition sounding just right. That's sort of similar version of that. But yeah, I think this is like a weird way to compose music. The music.
Interesting. So there are more opportunities for doing music in different ways in Threadbare.
Yeah, and I think that the most opportunities are probably not so closely tied to the gameplay. It's probably more likely to say you just want 3 different sections of a piece, and maybe as you move to more intense combat, you do a transition to a more intense version of it, or maybe during dialogue you transition to a quieter segment, and then you play it back up. And something that I saw in a talk by there's a game called Fog Piercer, I think it's called, about a train. It was just released a couple of days ago. But the trick they use is that it's a turn-based deck building game. And when it's your turn, you have to think. So they put a filter on the audio to take all the treble frequencies out, and they just kind of keep a beat going, but they try not to stress you out. They try to make sure that you know there's some progress, but it's not stressing you out. And then when it's the enemy's turn, you've got nothing to do. So to keep you interested, they ramp the music up to like full intensity, and so while the various action happens on screen, which is a cool technique. So yeah, I think there's lots of opportunities to do more cool stuff in Threadbare, and if you stick to the crossfades in Audio Stream Interactive, it works very well. The crossfades, if you don't care too much about precisely lining things up, well, if you just line things up like this with no transitions and no filler clips, it works fine. And if you just crossfade, it works fine, in my experience. And if you're trying to do anything more elaborate, so far I've found a few rough edges. But yeah, I think there's plenty of scope for more.
Dumb question. So if it can automatically crossfade, why do we have a tweener in the background music script, I think?
Great question. It's because yes, it's a good question. We don't need to, but the problem is that all these transitions are taking place within a single audio stream interactive stream. So if we wanted to, we could replace the crossfader custom implementation we have by simply making every single stream, every single soundtrack in the game be part of the same stream, which we don't want to do. The other thing we could do is to have the I'm just going to share Godot again. Sorry, I'm cutting into you showing me stuff, but
no problem.
Since you ask, I've lost my Godot. Let's try again. The code here, the way that the switching clip while it's playing works is that you call get stream playback on the stream that's playing, and you cast that to an audio stream playback interactive. And this is the thing that has the methods to switch the playing clip. So this thing doesn't have the. Well, actually, I think it might do, but this thing doesn't have any controls for actually controlling it while it's playing. This is what you do that with. You trigger the transitions with this method. And similarly, if you're doing the vertical stuff, you use audio stream synchronized.
I didn't know about this one.
Yeah, so in that other game I made at Christmas, synchronized. This is I'll show you that. Hang on. So synchronized is the other thing, entire screen. So my other little tiny game, I had both. So this one, yes. If I go into the music, yeah, this might look suspiciously similar, the clip switch trigger and stuff. Like I just copied it's the same. Of course. But here's the music for this one. This one's a bit complicated because I had 4 versions of each clip, and I now know I should do this differently, but I didn't for reasons I can't remember. But let's just ignore. So there's for the horizontal transitions, there's A, B, and C sections. There's 4 of each for boring reasons. But then if you look inside the A clip, that's synchronized. That's audio stream synchronized, and it has 4 substreams of its own for the drums, the arpeggio synth thing, the bass, and the piano. And the music script,
you can do them vertically because you have the instruments in separate strings.
So then I'm taking I tween the clip. I get the underlying clip. Yeah, this one I'm modifying the properties on the internal stream, and I'm modifying the volume on them. I'm using this rather than is it this one? No. I want to call set stream volume from the tweener, but I can't. It takes 2 parameters. But it has some properties with weird names that I used for it. It's got So I tween the internal volumes here, and so we have the horizontal transitions and the vertical ones. We don't use that in Threadbare. But yes, in Threadbare, if we wanted to use audio stream interactive for everything, we'd have to put all the music into an audio stream interactive, and you can nest them. But as far as I can tell, once you've nested them, you can't get the playback controls for the internal one. You can't. You can technically nest them, but it doesn't work. So there's no way to fish out the details from the internal one, and so it's simpler to just tween it. And then you don't have to get into some kind of questions about if the BPM is different between the different ones. Well, just like we just crossfade for 1 second.
Crossfade then.
I think, and the way we do it is a little unusual. Is that we have 1 player and we just fade it to 0, then change the stream and start again. It's more common to have 2 players. And let's do an actual crossfade on them. So you have
will be an actual crossfade.
Yeah, right. You have an active one and an idle one, and whenever you need to do a crossfade, you set the idle one, fade them, and swap them. Yeah.
Cool. Okay, that was very interesting. Thank you.
Shall we break the recording here so that we can easily clip it into 2 different bits?
Sure. Yeah.